Ladies and gentlemen, I still remember my first table topics. 30 seconds into speaking, my mind went blank. Silence all over. The audience staring at me, urging me to continue. My mouth dried up, words stuck at the back of my throat, knees shivering. Suddenly, I felt a sharp burning humiliation like someone had slapped me right across my face. But then, to my surprise, when my time ended, the audience roared in applause like they had witnessed the best speech ever. And I thought to myself, wow, these people will clap at anything. But what if I was not in a room full of Toastmasters? What if there were no SAS guidelines? Can I still speak? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I think I speak for most people in the room when I say we enjoy all the attention and spotlight that we get on this stage. We are applauded here even when we mess up. This insulated bubble built my confidence and inflated my ego until I felt unstoppable. Recently, my department reached out to me. They said, Akash, we are hosting a 2-day workshop for underprivileged government high school kids. And we want you, our star speaker, our mic drop maestro. They didn't actually say that. We want you to teach them basic Excel and tech skills. And I said, okay, this is my moment to show them the Toastmasters skills. On the day of workshop, I showed up with my usual confident walk. I told myself, take it easy Akash, this is going to be just like another speech. However, what I didn't estimate was how brutally honest 10th graders these days are. I was deep into explaining self-formatting. And that's when I saw a little boy seated at the back of the room. Shirt tucked out, hair curly like mine but messy, and a weird expression on his face. He stood up and raised his hand. He said, "Sir, one doubt I have." I said, "Yes, what is your doubt?" He said, "When is your boring presentation going to end?" All the kids started laughing. I didn't know what to say. And worst of all, when they stopped laughing, silence followed. My mind went blank again, just like my first table topics. Silence all over. The kids staring at me, urging me to continue. My mouth dried up, words stuck at the back of my throat, knees shivering. I felt a sharp, burning humiliation, like someone had slapped me right across my... My confidence was shattered. I wanted to bury myself 6 feet down the ground and not show my face to anyone. I went home defeated that evening. My mom was watching TV. I walked across the hall, and just as I was about to enter the room, I heard something on the TV. My mom was watching Dabangg, the movie. And Sonakshi Sinha said her iconic line, "Thappad se dar nahi lagta saab, pyar se hasta hai." My mind stuck onto the first half of that sentence because the second half is pretty obvious. And something sparked in me. I sat down and I realized that the problem wasn't the kids. It was my overconfidence and underpreparedness for that audience. I sat down and started developing a communication plan. I estimated their age, their short attention span, and their need for relatable content. I then rebuilt my entire lesson around stories and real-world scenarios that would help them relate. The next day I showed up again, not with ego, but with humility. I shared stories, held their attention, and dropped lessons throughout my speech. Suddenly, Everyone was involved. Everyone was invested. Even the little boy at the back of the room was quiet. I had won the room. When the session ended, a sense of satisfaction washed over me. The kids gathered around to take group pictures. Their teachers came up to me and commended me. They told me that they would now pursue their kids further studies. And our faculties and lab assistants were proud of what we had accomplished. When the kids were being left off for snacks, the little boy came up to me. His shirt was now tucked, curly hair now combed, and a genuine smile on his face. He wasn't there to mock me. He came up to me and said the most beautiful thing ever. He said, "When I grow up, I want to be just like you." That melted my heart. That day I learned more about communication than the 2 years I spent in being applauded in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters offers comfort. It has a way of boosting our confidence even when we fail. But can you speak outside of these four walls? When there is a crowd ready to laugh at you, when there is no essay to save you from guidelines, and when every silence feels like a tight slap across your face, can you still speak? I believe even the most seasoned speakers need a communication plan so that they don't have to feel slapped on stage. But even if you do, put a smile on your face and say, "Thappad se dar nahi lagta." Back to the Toastmaster of the day.